Thursday afternoon. And right about now, it's time for Investors Education Series. And as usual, taking the Investors Education Series in Brush Street Radio is Mr. Charles Fakoha. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Charles, for Investors Education Series.
Thank you very much, Simo. Like you have said, it's a very bright afternoon today.
Yes,
And
sir.
in this series that we started, we'll be talking about financial crime. We
Okay.
have looked at the agency that has been saddled with that responsibility,
Yeah.
which is the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. We've also looked at the act establishing that commission, but we also agree that fighting financial crime is everybody's business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we are looking at these types of this financial crime. We've been able to see securities fraud, and we looked at issues like insider dealing, identity theft,
Okay.
companies sending to the market or to the public incomplete accounting data which can mislead investors. We're even seeing professionals abusing clients, manipulating the market. So all these are market abuses and fraud. So today we'll be looking at money laundering as a form of financial crime. We've said it several times here. Money laundering occurs in every aspect of the financial system, not only in the capital market. It happens in real estate business, it happens in the capital market, it happens in the money market as a bank, it happens even in the mortgage bank, it happens even in forex, it happens even in casino, hotel business, it happens virtually everywhere. So what is this money laundering? Like we have said, is trying money that you got illegally. They are trying to wash it, launder it, to make it look legitimate. That is the essence of money laundering. And we have said there are three stages of money laundering, which is one, we're talking of the placement, the layering, and of course the integration. So investors need to understand, especially for operators, you need to know where your customer is trying to launder money. We've also seen cases where it is a collaboration. It is a conspiracy between these money launderers and of course the professional. So, but there are some professionals who are not aware, but you need to know some of the signs that, look, this your customer is actually laundering money. But take for example, I'll just give this example. Somebody comes to your office and say, look, take this 1 million naira cash and invest for me. You don't know the source of that is fraud. It could be any activity. It could be kidnapping, he got the money. It could be prostitution, he got that money. It could be child trafficking. Any illegal activity that is done to earn money, and you want to put that money in the financial system, of course, that's money laundering. So today, let's be looking at the 5 modern money laundering methods that criminals use. Okay, so modern money launderers are updating their methods to beat detection and avoid getting caught every single day as we speak. Where there is new technology, cryptocurrencies and processes, there is a money launderer out there looking for way to beat the system or find a loophole. Laundering money successfully without getting caught takes high intelligence, and we are talking through 5 of the key methods used today. You can also see that today we started using the e-naira.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a potential money laundering involved. So the money launderers are looking for ways to beat that system.
Exactly.
Okay, so and that is why operators have also need to up their game. So the ongoing battle of intelligence between money launderers and financial institutions, banking watchdog across the globe are making AML, that is anti-money laundering / counter financing of terrorism, norms stricter for their subjects, which is forcing not only banks, other financial institutions to upgrade their scanners for fear of huge fine. As an operator, maybe you run a stockbroking firm, a microfinance bank, a mortgage bank, even a bank. If you don't put some measures in place, when the regulators come, they fine you. So everybody is up and doing. So having spent billions of dollars, naira as the case may be, on new systems and personnel, we have to train personnel. You know, in fact, in stockbroking firms, you are advised to train your personnel and make one an anti-money laundering officer. So he'll be able to detect when there are cases of money laundering. They've been able to reduce money laundering activities to a certain extent. I can testify that in the counter market community. However, criminals have also grown smarter. They employ professional money laundering cells that do not operate within the confines of static, predefined, overly broad transactional action. They are able to circumvent a lot of regulatory norms, which were thought to be perfect with the sophistication involved in the latest financial technologies. At the same time, some technological advances like cryptocurrency, e-naira, help them avoid, especially cryptocurrencies, help them avoid the formal financial system for value transfer while being able to pay for and receive goods and services. So you can see when the authorities are reluctant to adapt those kind of technological fintech, people think they don't know what they are doing. Now, there's a lot of fintech all over the place, applications here, applications there. The regulators have to be sure that they need to understand how these people operate, put some regulation around them, so that at the end of the day, they are very smart. They don't circumvent the financial system and begin to launder this money, because money laundering affects our economy badly. Okay, so common laundering method. Banks largely ignorant about the working of new technologies. We have seen a lot of fintech everywhere. We have to encourage them, but at the same time, we should also put measures in place that we can try and monitor what they are doing, regulate the activities of this fintech. We're not trying to muzzle that space of innovation and creativity, but we are saying we need to regulate that space. So banks are usually ignorant of new technologies, but I'm sure now they are also doing their best to see that they are also upping their game. So now, helpless with government ambition program to uproot money laundering and terrorism, terror financing. Now, terror financing is also very different from money laundering. Terror financing, the funds can be gotten from legal means. I could be working here in the city, earn money, but I believe in a cause, and I will be sending part of my legitimate earnings to my colleagues, my comrades at heart. At the same time, because they need so much funds, they can be involved in organized criminal activities to raise money, to buy arms, and do other things. So it's usually at times very difficult to recognize terror financing. So money laundering, the process of making crime proceeds legitimate, is continuing with all three steps: placing, layering, and of course, integration. The classic method of money laundering include structuring of large amount of money into multiple small transactions at banks. We call this at times smurfing. I have 5 million naira cash gotten from maybe armed robbery or gotten from kidnapping, and I want to put it into the banking system. I will just get some few people, about 10 of them, open accounts, and I give each of them maybe 500,000, and I promise to say, okay, 500,000, go and deposit for me in your name. And if you're able to do that successfully, I'm giving you 100,000. Of course, that's enough incentive.
Exactly.
They go and do that. And then when the money is deposited, of course, the bankers will not know. These are separate, different individuals, different banks. At the end, and I say, okay, transfer all that amount of money to a particular account. It's difficult for the banks to detect that.
Yeah, they can't detect because they have seen evidences of people making payments to that account.
So that money, I have successfully laundered it. The use of foreign exchanges. You know, you use foreign exchange, you get the dollar, you convert, and all that. Catch smugglers and wire transfers to move money across borders. Invest in high value and movable commodities such as diamond and gold, jewelries. In fact, recently I saw a Nigerian former government official. They said the government is trying to auction some of our jewelries. They even had to put some bra. Yes, it was there in the media, and very expensive, you know, jewelries and all that. This is method people use to launder money. Investing, okay, that's it. Strategically buying and selling valuable assets such as real estate. In fact, the FCC in Nigeria have told us that in offshore jurisdiction where the method of fighting these things are not so glaring. They call them safe havens, and people go to such places, open an account, and begin to store funds there. Counterfeiting, where people print our currency and they begin to make it available to the local environment, and it enters the financial system. Gambling and shell companies. So shell companies, they don't have any physical location. They are just operating on paper. So these are all actively used tactics of money launderers. In addition to these, criminals are now making use of advanced technology and the expansive nature of the internet to obscure their presence and use their ill-gotten money at will. Modern method used by launderers to beat detection: online banking. And that is why you see there is a lot of regulations on online banking. Apart from money laundering, of course, hackers can also hack into some of these banking applications and defraud innocent Nigerians or any part of the world. So online banking is also a method used by these sophisticated money launderers. As banks are aware of the time and resources required to combat money laundering activities in traditional banking, they oversee investment in this area diligently. However, the loopholes of online banking are often undermined in the banking system of many countries. This weakness proved to be a thriving ground for criminals who make use of this loose standards for money laundering and terror financing purposes. Online banking is currently the playground of many fraudsters who are using social engineering method to access other people's bank accounts, in their favor. For money laundering purposes, a criminal may transfer money directly to such a victim's account and trick the person into sharing sensitive information such as password or into getting remote access to the victim's computer. Then the criminal can make an unauthorized payment from the victim's account. Of course, we saw this in the case of a Hush Puppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing regular wire transfers are targeted. Here, a criminal compromises legitimate business email accounts via social engineering or computer instruction technique to conduct unauthorized fund transfer. While this scheme is mostly used to defraud another out of money, it can also be an effective tool to layer and launder money with or without the knowledge of the victim. Synthetic identity. We mentioned this when we started, that identity theft is a major problem in terms of financial crime. So Money launderers also use this to launder their money. Fake identity creation on the internet is an easy task nowadays. Criminals are using a combination of real and fabricated information to open accounts for credit cards, or in terms of overseas. Even in Nigeria here, we have seen it happen. Online deposit and loan providers of these digital accounts, including banks, normally do not undertake rigorous check on customers. That's a very big problem. And the basic security checks they have can be easily circumvented by criminals. This crime is costing banks a lot of time and money, along with reputation damage. They are spending countless hours chasing down people who actually don't exist. They only realize there is a problem when they notice some suspicious activities with these accounts. And when they try to take some action against this account, they often vanish suddenly, leaving no trace of the owners. In fact, we have seen that happen several times in Nigeria here, where fraudsters will deliberately just open an account for that purpose. And once they transfer the money, they withdraw and they wipe out everything. Before you know what, once the bank notice suspicious transaction here, they report that they try to investigate. Before you know what, even all the addresses given are all fake. And that's why we are saying, know your customer is very key. You need to verify some of these addresses that they give. Okay, I'll just quickly take one more so that we'll continue from there. 4, anonymous online payment services. Payment method like prepaid gift card, prepaid debit card, and prepaid credit card can be purchased in a completely anonymous manner or with fictitious details. They can be purchased via cash payment as well. The value loaded in these cards can be redeemed online anywhere in the world without revealing the identity of the person. So that's why government, central banks and governments all over the world are trying to say, no matter the financial scheme, they want to have a regulation. And that's why the Nigerian government was having issues with the cryptocurrency, because there is no regulation. Yeah. So 5 virtual currencies. We just launched our own virtual currency, the e-Naira, and there are a lot of things going on. Like I said, the money launderers are just waiting, understanding the system and see how they are going to circumvent it and begin to make it. That is why CBN and the other stakeholders are ensuring that we don't get to that level. Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, due to the inherent anonymity features, are one of the most convenient ways to wash money. So you can see where our central bankers were not too comfortable with cryptocurrency. These currencies are not connected to a person's identity and only depend on the private key connected to an account. In addition, individuals who use digital currencies do not have to rely on intermediaries for value transfer. Digital currency platforms often do not carry out checks for the source of money, politically exposed person, and sanctions. Okay? So experts are of the opinion that an enormous but unreasonable surge in the price of many cryptocurrencies may be because of they are used by criminals to launder their illegal proceeds. Banks and financial institutions are concerned about the obvious association of cryptocurrencies with cybercrime and money laundering. So as a growing number of people are trying to find their luck with cryptocurrency investment, the chances of using these currencies for illegal purposes are also rising. So you can see why the government hesitated so much, but now thank God we have come up with our own virtual currency, which is e-Naira, and we also have what they call government notes. So all these will go a long way in ensuring that. But of course, the cryptocurrency will still be there, but it should be regulated. And up till now, if it's not being regulated properly, I think the government should still stick with our own virtual currencies, which is the e-Naira, which we have already started.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for that wonderful exposition on money laundering. Okay, so if you were just joining us, you were listening to Brush Radio, your #1 business radio, And we've just had a very interesting session with Mr. Charles Fakora on money laundering, the methods that, the 5 methods that financial crimes happen through money laundering. And I would want you to watch the video once again. If you didn't follow the live session, you can go to our YouTube channel at Broadstreet Radio NG on YouTube to subscribe on the YouTube channel and watch the video once again. Alright, this is where we would call it a close for Investors Education Series. Today, the 20th day of the month of October 2021. We'll be having a very short break, and when we come back, briefly we will look at health